Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This one's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit of fun, and we're going to be messing around with the compound interest calculator, of which you can access yourselves, but we're going to have a little bit of fun. Maybe it'll open your eyes into something that you could probably achieve yourself. So yeah, stick with me this one and let's see what we can get into. So the compound interest calculator is quite simple. It is basically you enter the boxes. We'll have a look in a minute. You enter some amounts into some boxes, and it basically calculates the compound interest that you'll receive over that period of time that you put in. Now it sounds a bit more complicated. Obviously we'll dive into that in a second. But before we do that, make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you like videos like this, and obviously check out my other investing based videos and obviously productivity videos as well. So yes, let's get into it. So this is the compound interest calculator. As you can see here, it says that in the top left hand corner. And yes, you can see here current principal, which is the money that you already have. That's the money you start with. And then we've got annual addition, which is the amount of money that you'll be putting in for that particular year. So say for example you put in £50 a month, it will then be obviously £600 because 50 times 12 is 600. And then moving on, we've got years to grow. This is the years that you're looking to save for. If it's ongoing, then just put in the maximum. That's what I would do. And then interest rate, which is the interest rate per year. This compound interest 1 times annually, which is how much you're putting in per year. But we won't worry about that too much. We'll just leave that as 1. And then make additions at dot start or dot end of each compounding period. Again, this doesn't matter too much really for the long-term investor. So yes, let's go ahead with our first kind of our first bit of fun, shall we? So current principal, say we're starting with £100. Obviously I know it says dollars here, but it does convert into the same way. And then we're going to be putting, say, £20 a month into that as well. So 20 times 12 is 240, I think, yes. And then years to grow, say for example if you're, I don't know, 20 years old and you want to save to your 50, that's 30 years. And the interest rate, and we'll just do a conservative amount of 8%, which is the average for the S&P 500, for example, which is an ETF of the collection of the biggest funds in the US. And all we do now is just hit calculate, and you can see here it's 30,000. So from the current principal, I've started with £100, and then the month after that you start putting in £20 a month, and then you do that for 30 years at a compound interest rate of 8% per year. Your future value in 30 years time will be £30,000. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So let's move up. Let's pump in a little bit more money, shall we? So we've started with, say, £300, and we put in, say, £50 a month. Done that wrong. £50 a month. £600 for the whole year. And let's say, for example, you're 25, so then it'll be 25 years until the age of 50, for example. Obviously it doesn't matter too much for the different years. I'm just using these as examples for this particular demonstration. And the interest rate, again, we'll keep it at a fairly conservative 8%, and we'll leave all the other boxes just like that, and we'll just hit calculate, and that's 49,000. So that's already almost 15,000 more that you're going to be ending up with, and that's actually 5 years less than what we did before. We'll do the next one at 25 as well. Now let's up that a little bit more, shall we? So we'll start with £500, and then we'll put in, say for example, £100 a month, which will be £1,200 over the course of a year. Now we go 25 years to grow, so we can kind of compare it to what we just did. Interest rate of 8%, and then hit calculate, and that's almost doubled. So we've started off with £500, so we've stuck it into the S&P 500 as an example, purpose of this video, and then we've stuck in £100 more every month over the course of 25 years. So for example, from the age of 25 to 50, and then you would have £100,000, a very conservative interest rate of 8%. Now, let's go for the big daddy one. If you've got some savings sitting in your bank account, you're not too sure what you want to do with it, but you want to splash, not splash, but you want to invest a £2,000 or £3,000, whatever. Let's start off with £2,000, and then we're going to stick with the £100 a month because I think that's fair. And then we're going to stick with the 25 years to grow and 8% interest rate. So calculate. That's £108,000. That's not actually that much more. So you can see here with this demonstration, it doesn't necessarily matter how much you actually start with. It's more about the consistent input that you have per month, per quarter, per 6 months, however you want to kind of put it in. Obviously, the more consistent you are with doing that, obviously the more chance you have to compounding your growth through the years to come. Now, let's try and take that back a little bit. So we'll start with 1,000. There, and then we'll up the additions per month, shall we? Okay, so we'll double it to, actually no, we won't double it, we'll do £150 per month. So what's that? That's 1,800, I think. And the same years to grow, 25 years, compound interest rate of 8%. And let's hit calculate, and that's £40,000 more. So just by upping your input per month by £50 from £100, you've added £45-ish thousand onto your end goal amount, which is great, which is absolutely wonderful, at least in my perspective. So yes, let's go ahead and up it again. So we're going to start with, say for example, £2,000. This will be the last demonstration, maybe. We'll start with £2,000, and then we'd put in £200 a month, which would be £2,400 over the course of the year. And again, with years to grow at 25 years to grow. Now, obviously, with this, you can play a little bit more. So if you're a younger chap or chapess, you can start investing when you're 18, and you can see how much you can get from age to 60. I might just chuck one in here after that as well. So just going back to what we were doing before, 8% of that, and we can hit calculate, and that again has added another £50,000 by adding another £50 in per month, which obviously it's a bit excessive, but I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. If you are a little bit more well endowed with money, should we say, in terms of income, then you could maybe look at this as your inputs for your compound interest calculator. So we can see here, just to summarise this one, you started with £2,000, you've put that in your account, and then from the month after that you have started putting in £200 extra per month, and you've done that for 25 years at a compound interest rate of 8%, and then you've ended up with £200,000, which is pretty good. At least I think so. So let's do one to say, for example, if you're doing 18 to 60, so kind of start at the working age and end in working age. Obviously not exact, but you know what I mean. Current principal, if we start with, say, £200, again, the current principal, what you have at the beginning, doesn't matter too much. And the annual addition, say you're putting in £50 per month, so that's £600. And you're going to be going over the course of, if my maths is correct, 42 years, which is a lot of years. And then we're going to go hit calculate. It's exactly the same as the last one, £202,000, and that's because there's an addition of 17 years, which just shows the longer you do it, the more it compounds. Now, if you're looking to do, for example, for about 25 to 60, let's do that. So we'll start off with, say, for example, £1,500, and then you're putting in, say, £150 per month, which is £1,800 over the course of the year. And what did I say? 25 to 60. So that's 35 years. Over the course of 35 years, a compound interest rate of 8%, again, conservative, and we hit calculate. And that has skyrocketed £157,000 more than it was just now. So just to summarise that one, which is fairly realistic, I would say. So current principal, you start with £1,500, or dollars, whatever, and then you consistently put in $150 or pounds per month over the course of 35 years with an interest rate of 8% year on year, and then you end up with £357,000. Now obviously this is a conservative interest rate, so you can whack this up to, say, for example, 12%, and then you'll see it go massively higher. So obviously it's quite unrealistic, but you never know. It depends how good you are at doing that kind of thing. So you can see here that's almost tripled the value down here. So future value is now £950,000. But that's almost £1 million over the course of 35 years of a fairly consistent average growth rate. So you can see there with the scenarios we have gone through with the compound interest calculator that it really is quite easy to really get that kind of gain year on year out. You just have to be very disciplined with your money spending. I'm not saying you can never have fun again, you can obviously do that. Check out my video in the top left hand corner, which is to do with the pot method, and this is all about separating your money into different pots every month to help you save, invest, spend, and all that kind of thing. So yes, that is pretty much this video in a nutshell. I just wanted to go through a few scenarios, have a little bit of fun with the calculator, because I do kind of enjoy it, if I'm completely honest with you. And yes, so obviously the link for this compound interest calculator will be down below in the description. So you can play around with it yourself, personalise it, so what you want to put in per month, what you're currently starting with, investing if you're thinking about it, of course. And yes, you can go from there. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope you liked it. If you did, hit the like button somewhere around here. And obviously subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, for investing, productivity tips, all that kind of stuff. Thank you guys, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.